Welcome, everyone, to Trend Talks Life. I am your host, Erin Tomie, and today we're talking to Trend Micro Director of Banking and Financial Sector for Southeast Asia, Sapna Sumbly. Sapna, how are you doing today?
Very well, and I'm excited and looking forward for this conversation.
Of course, yeah, me too. Well, why don't we start with you sharing a bit about your role here at Trend Micro?
I hold a very unique title in Trend Micro because I lead an incubation project here in Southeast Asia. I lead the banking and financial services and insurance vertical for the region, and my primary role is to establish an hegemony for Trend Micro in this vertical. Yeah.
I know you've been at Trend for over 2 years. What have been a few highlights from those years for you?
Well, my journey in Trend has been not a roller coaster, sorry. So it's been a lot of good memories, and thus it's very difficult to pick only a few. But the fact that I feel like dressing up, coming to office, and meeting my clients and meeting my peers and everyone around here, that's the highlight of my role and my stint in Trend Micro. So yes, you have. It's quite human to feel nervousness to when you start a new role. But that being said, most of the time it has been a highlight or a high point of my career being here in Trend. Yeah.
It's like you're finding the joy in the day to day of what you do. And if you love what you do every day, I think that's an amazing highlight.
That's what I feel. But yeah, definitely, I think the first time I met our CEO, Miss Eva Chen, that was also like quite a thing because, you know, seeing her in person and then hearing her views and her simplicity, yes, the magnanimity of the position she holds, it's like really wonderful to see that how these two things can be balanced the way she balances. Yeah.
Well, Samna, during the month of March, we are celebrating International Women's Day, which lands on March 8th in 2024. And the theme for this year's International Women's Day is Inspire Inclusion. Starting with Inspire, where or who do you draw inspiration from?
Yes, definitely. Like most of us, our primary source of inspirations have been our mothers, grandmothers. That's where we all learned what it means to kind of showing up, being resilient, and then doing the best that has been in making the best of the situation that we have. But of course, that once I forayed into my professional life, there have been a series and source of inspirations that some of them I was fortunate to meet in person, some of them just by reading the books and watching them has been a great source of inspiration. One thing common that draws me and that inspires me on a daily basis is the fact that you need to show up regardless of what your situations are, what your mental makeup is. So your resilience and that the fact that you need to continue doing what you're doing regardless of what's happening in the back of your mind, back of your home, back of your office is a common purpose that I see in all the people that have inspired me so far. Yeah.
I really like that. And I think, especially your last point there about showing up no matter what is happening, especially in our industry when major breaches can happen and things can go wrong. And we may have all these other things happening in the back of our minds. And you kind of just have to say, okay, I will deal with that later. Now I need to focus on helping this company, helping my team, and making sure that everyone gets through this and succeeds no matter what else I have going on. And resilience is such a perfect word for that.
I agree. I mean, we all need to be to be aware of the fact that it's the resilience that takes us far, whether it is on professional or the personal life. It's what it takes us and keeps us going. Yeah.
So, looking at the other half of the theme, which is inclusion, what does being inclusive mean to you? How do you work to foster that environment on a daily basis?
So I love the theme of this year's of IWD because personally, I have struggled to attain this state of mind. Honestly, I feel that inclusion is more of a state of mind where you subconsciously start feeling confident, you start feeling accepted in the environment, and thereafter you exuberate it for the others. right? For me, when I walk in the office, and if caliber is the only color that I start seeing people with, no matter where they come from, is actually inclusion for me. Like I maintain the fact that it's only your skill, caliber, your personality, that's what is important to me while dealing with a teammate, with a customer, with outside world, and not keeping in mind the other attributes. That's what inclusion means for me. And of course, it takes a lot of self consciousness to come to the state of inclusion, which is like providing a very healthy, open, and a safe environment for everyone to kind of work and thrive. Yeah, so pretty much that's what is inclusion for me. It's a state of mind.
I think it is a state of mind. And I like that you touched on caliber. And it's really just the inclusive part is giving people that open and safe environment to be the best that they can be and bring that high performance caliber that you want on a team. And you've created that environment so that they feel that they can bring that to the workplace, even if they have tons of other things going on, like we were talking about before.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the environment can actually make and break people's outputs. So the moment you start feeling inclusive to that environment, I strongly believe that your output, whether it's on personal life or especially in work office environment, it just raises and keeps on getting better. So first stage of your early life in any organization is that you need to attain that state of mind, and you need to come to the consciousness of that this is an inclusive environment. And then of course the role of others also to make you feel that inclusive, and thereafter sky is the limit for whatever you can perform after that. Yeah.
Sapna, I have really enjoyed speaking with you today. Thank you so much for joining me here on Trend Talks Life, especially this week in celebration of International Women's Day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks, Erin, and likewise, it was an extremely nice conversation to see you in this setting for the first time, and hope to see you in Singapore soon. Yeah.